iShop.black. One-stop shop for your online buying and selling needs. Buying online should be easy, convenient, and affordable. Selling online should be easy, convenient, and affordable. A platform that connects Israelites, so-called African American, buyers and sellers. Shop the latest gadgets, trendy fashion, and unique collectibles. iShop.black showcases products of verified sellers. Launch your business online today. With fast and easy setup, free video training, and free technical support. Alone we may go faster, but together, we go farther. IB Israel. Join us at iShop.black to start your free trial today. Contact us at info@ishop.black. www.ishop.black.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here today. It is May 29th, and we are glad to be here. It's Wednesday. Some people call it Hump Day, right? Some people call it Hump Day, and we'll get to, let me see if I can forward something real quick on the stream. All right, we're here. Today we're going to have I guess a good stream today. We'll just have a conversation. But before we get started, you know, part of what I have to do, at least my brand of, you know, news information, is I look at messaging, I look at propaganda, etc., right? And I will go against that probably with other Black folks in general, Black folks globally, probably more than the folks sometimes. Because I know that has created literally diaspora wars, literally whole genocides like in Rwanda, right? You know, in your mind, how can two groups of people in Rwanda kill up 1 million people of their own, right? But when I look at that tribalism, that is like the top thing I look at, right? And we know that tribalism has failed. That's why a lot of them want to leave and go to Europe, go to America, go to Canada, wherever they're going. It's failed. So we got to call this tribalism out. We got to let them know the tribalism has failed, no matter who's saying it, right? And then those that see that in those countries and even agree with us on that, let's work with those people. So definitely we're going to call it out, whether you like it or not. I'm a person, I don't like tradition anyway. I don't like the status quo. I don't like any of that. So I'm the guy that's want to turn things on his head. I'm the guy that say, let's just be different in how we moving, because the status quo just don't work. Even in the Black community, globally with Black folks, the status quo just don't work. Obviously, we're seeing that, so we need to do something different. So shout out to everybody. Eric, I don't have a strategy. I just say, ooh, I think that would look nice. That's it. That's my strategy. Now let me go ahead on and get to. Let's go ahead on and get to real quick, and then let's get into it.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. You don't even, if you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township. And we've been doing a doggone good job.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
All right, so that was your super mayor. And yeah, if she has any other sound bites that may be great to add to this, let me know. Send it to me. And if I think it's good to add, we'll continue to add more clips to the super mayor. All right. So let me tell you why I'm going to do this. If you look at the bottom of the screen, Black Americans know exactly where we're from. Why did I put that there today? So I saw Meek Mill agreeing with the Nigerian First Lady about something she said about the nakedness of clothing with women today and all of that, right? He was bigging it up. And I'm like, Meek, I think you really need to worry about your image right now, Meek Mill. You the wrong guy to get involved with that conversation, right? So anyway. So I said, okay, let me listen to what she was saying. And so I listened to what she was saying. I said, okay. But then I heard something. So let me give y'all a background real quick. Let me go to the article here. Where's the article? Right there. All right. So just to give you a background, where's this at? Click this on the screen. All right. So forget the headlines. I'm supposed to give you this. So Meghan Markle did a recent trip, her and Prince Harry, to Nigeria. And as you can see, she had a problem with what Meghan was wearing. Now, nothing Meghan is wearing is showing her chest. I mean, like her really exposing her chest. It just part of her back is out in this dress. So, I'm not going to read through all this, but she took an issue because I'm going to play the video, so I'm not going to hit through all this, right? This is how she was dressing too. Now, you've seen many women in the United States have something like this on. She's not showing anything. She's covered clearly, as we can see in the pictures. Okay, so she was taking issues with that. In the article here, they talk about an event hosted by Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, a Nigerian economist and head of the World Trade Organization. Meghan has said that when she had learned of her Nigerian ancestry, her first response had been to tell her mother is that being African American, part of it is really not knowing so much about your lineage and background, and it was exciting for both of us, okay? So they said, never in a million years would I understand as much as I do now, and what has been echoed so much in the past day is, we're not surprised we found out you are Nigerian, okay? Fine, just give you this background. But let's go on and play what the First Lady had to say.
We have to salvage our children. We see the way they dress. They keep forgetting that Nigeria, we are beautiful. The moment you can see what they showcase on the stage, I said we are fashionable. We see what is going on. We are not having a Met Gala. And everyone, their nakedness is just everywhere. And the men are well clothed. So we have to do something. Tell them the way it is. We don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. And they're all beautiful girls. But they should be confident to know they are. They don't want to be like, even they are mimicking and trying to emulate film stars from America. They don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? That is something we have to take home with. We know who we are, and don't lose who you are. God bless you.
All right. So what part of what she just said caught your attention? What part of what she just said caught your attention? I want to see if the class is paying attention before I restart the part that caught my attention, and even why I'm making this stream. What did she say in here that really piqued my ears, and maybe some of you who really knowing this, when I say disgusting tribalism, what did she say? See, I was with her all the way into that part. Nobody knows. Nobody paid attention. Okay. Some people, that's from why what caught my attention.
And they're all beautiful girls. But they should be confident to know they are. They don't want to be like, even they are mimicking and trying to emulate film stars from America.
I'm gonna get to that, what I really want to get to, but so I'm gonna throw a word out there, and people that's African know the word I'm about to use. So they don't have no Nigerian slave queens, ma'am, in your country? Well, let me continue.
Don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? Film stars from America. They don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? They don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? Film stars from America. They don't know where they come from. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa?
And that's the part that caught my attention. And we know we've heard that before from people like herself about Black Americans, and you taking shots at Black. It's not about Meghan at this point, because that's not a Meghan thing you just said, ma'am. All right. So let me get on the screen. Let me get back on the screen here. Where we at? All right. So she had to go there. She took it there, right? First and foremost, ma'am, Meghan Markle and the way she's dressing is not really something you should be addressing. Let me be 100% on with you. Why aren't you addressing the young people in your nation that is calling them, want to be a japa? What is that? Basically somebody that leaves the country. They leave the country because they can't make it in Nigeria. If you would take that kind of message about japa and bring it like that, I'm with you. But let's call it what it is, ma'am. Your husband and that parliament has failed the young people in Nigeria. That's why they have to run out of Nigeria into everybody's country. Then you sit up here and act like all the women in Nigeria are just these wholesome women when, come on, ma'am, we know about the slave queens in Nigeria. Nigerian women are doing everything else just like Western women are doing. And you sit up here trying to blame U.S. entertainers or whatever you're trying to blame. I'm like, come on. I mean, please, take responsibility. Why don't you take responsibility for Boko Haram in your country? They still running around. And yet Meghan Markle and the way she dressed is the thing that you're worried about. But what got my attention was, she don't know where she come from. Why you come to Africa? Well, first of all, ma'am, she came to Nigeria, not Africa. You know the difference between a country and a continent? Okay. I know. Second of all, since you said that, and many of you who like to say that, when a person is in a country for 400 plus years, it's kind of safe to say they're from that particular piece of land now. Black Americans didn't come to this country like an immigrant. We don't have a grandmother that came here, a grandfather that came here. We were here before the inception of the United States of America. Just to give you some education. So when a Black American says, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and then you go and say, no, 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 no. Where are you really from? You're insulting them at that point. Because they're telling you where they're from. Their family has been here 400 plus years in this land. And to say, no, no, where are you really from? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I was born there. That's where I'm from. See, in y'all mind, everybody is an immigrant. And what I've learned about them, in their mind, people, hold on. I forgot. Let me do a disclaimer. I am not saying that First Lady Tinubu is speaking for all Nigerians. I'm not saying First Lady Tinubu speaks for all Nigerian immigrants throughout the world. I'm not saying First Lady Tinubu is the speaker for every Nigerian out there, okay? I'm not saying that. If you're a Nigerian person that disagree with her and her husband, fine. I'm only speaking to people who have that same sentiment within the Nigerian community saying that we don't know where we're from, okay? That's the only people I'm speaking about, not all Nigerians. I have a lot of Nigerians that love the platform. I meet them in Houston and everything, right? So I'm not speaking about those Nigerians, only the ones that think like her, okay? Okay. Now, since I got that out the way, because you know how people are, they don't like to listen. When you tell somebody, no, where you really from, it's like, first of all, you're dismissing everything. You're dismissing the history. You're dismissing the lineage. You're just dismissing it all when you tell somebody, know where you really from. And then you try to say it like an insult. Oh, you don't even know where you from. You come over here, but you don't know where you from. And then when some of them try to come back to West Africa in particular, I'm gonna use West Africa, you look at Black Americans or the diaspora as an opposing tribe, especially at the government level. I'm not saying the people feel that way, because let's call it what it is. It's those African governments that can really welcome the diaspora in or not. People on the ground can say, man, y'all need to come back. Man, it'd be great for y'all here. But people like her, they don't want you. For her to make that statement, you don't know where you come from. Why you coming to Africa? That's an actual slap in the face and disrespectful to her. But we know what she's saying. But let's call it what it is. Even people that's from there don't want to be there with you. Because people like you stealing all the freaking money. You notice how she's dressed to the nines and her fabrics are nice and she's not out of place. But the average Nigerian, man, I've seen some sad stories of how some Nigerian women are living, single mothers in Nigeria. It is heartbreaking to see what I've seen on YouTube. She should be focusing on that more so than what Meghan Markle or worry about knowing where you from. How is it that y'all got so much attention to other black folk and don't pay attention to black folk even in your own country? That's what I don't understand. Like, how do you have that kind of mouth to talk? If anything, you would want Meghan Markle to come there and maybe help some people to, in your country. You would want some people in the diaspora to come in and say, hey, man, look, whatever we got to do. See, that's the thing. A lot of you and your African governments, and I'm not saying names, I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying in general, just a general way, a lot of you don't take advantage. See, let me tell you something what the folks do. They take your best and brightest out of Nigeria and bring them right here to America, and then they benefit off your best and brightest. But yeah, you don't do the same thing. You could actually get a lot of the best and brightest out of America to come to your country. Look what America do. America take them, bring them, put them in good universities, give them scholarships, give them everything, that lay out the red carpet for them, and then let them stay, and they making money, paying taxes and everything else. And that's why America always try to pick the top immigrants out of everybody's country. They've talked about this. Dr. Arikana talked about this, how it's a brain drain out of the continent because Western nations keep doing that. Yet you don't think in your mind, maybe I can do the exact same thing. No, because you look at us as an opposing tribe. See, people like you, ma'am, are cool with the folks coming in, starting companies, doing very well in Nigeria, but don't let a sister from Baltimore come in with a company in your country, you'll be sitting up there giving that sister hell. And then, even though she could be doing good hiring Nigerians, you still looking at her funny. She don't know where she from. She from Baltimore. That's where she from. And then, let's go with that. Okay, we don't know where we from. Okay, fine. Let's go with that argument. What are you going to do to welcome us to where we're actually from? What are you going to do that's going to assist us to get us to where we're really from without having to bring $100,000? Let's call it what it is. You don't want people in the diaspora in your country like that, unless they white or Chinese. You have shown that many, many times that we talking about on the government level. We're not talking about Nigerian citizens. We're talking about on the government level. You don't want that. And the only people you want is celebrities, because Meghan Markle's a celebrity. So she comes in, Prince Harry come in, well, he white. So you're going to break dance when he come in. Celebrities come in, y'all roll out the red carpet for them. But the average black person, we talking about the government, we're not talking about the people. This is why a lot of times the people in the community say it's the government. I know Tariq has made a song about it. I thought it was quite funny. But realistically, it is the government. The reason why those countries are like that is because it's the government. It really is. SARS was the government. That's why those kids protested and lost their life behind protesting their own people. They had freaking cops torturing Nigerian kids. Excuse me. You have so-called black cops, Nigerian cops, pull somebody over because they got locks. Or if they see you with an iPhone, hey, would you give me some money? Give me some money. Well, if you don't give me some money, I'm gonna put you in jail. You do that to your own people. And the only reason y'all got exposed to some of that was y'all did that to a white woman. I know you remember that story where this white lady was riding through Nigeria, German lady, and she had a body cam on and helmet cam, and she put it out on YouTube, and then they end up getting fired. They did this big ceremony, stripping them of their badge, and I mean they humiliated them but now everybody know a lot of them police in West Africa gonna want some money. That's like just known. But you're not dealing with corruption, but you're worrying about where somebody from. And I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. I said it before and I'll say it again. And you can clip it, you can get mad because I'm gonna do what I want to do. I have a lot of great brothers and sisters in West Africa that I know, I talk to all the time. But when it comes to these governments in West Africa, not only what they do to their people, but just even some of the way they operate on some instances, I haven't been in a rush for that. I'll just be honest, I ain't been in a rush. Because the ones if think about it, you really think about it. The ones that came over here and really caused the most issues with the diaspora, Warren, where they been from? Where they been from? Where they been at? I can't. Now, when people say, I see you talking about East Africans, it's only a certain group of people that come over here. It's a list. It's Ghanaians, Nigerians, Somalis, Ethiopians, some Eritreans, because of wars, right, or different conflicts, or just certain issues that came up. You don't have a bunch of South Africans over here. You don't have a bunch of people here from Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe. You have maybe some Zimbabweans, but not much of them at all, right? You maybe have a few Kenyans here and there. You don't have a bunch of Tanzanians here, but it's mostly, think about the ones that had wars that started little diaspora wars, right? For the most part, we've seen more issues with some Nigerian immigrants more than anybody else. I'm keeping it 100. But it's an issue. In the African continent, I'm keeping it 100. Go to any African country and ask them what group on the African continent that they have a problem with. What group they gonna say? What group? And I've asked many of them, what group? Yeah. Michael, no. And I ask a question, I say, well, why? I say, well, and I try to defend them sometimes. I say, well, not all Nigerian brothers and sisters are bad. I met great ones, right? They're like, no, they good. Some of them are good people. But when they come over here, they dealing drugs, they doing this, they doing. And I said before that a lot of times, because a lot of the men have literally been labeled the Pookie and Ray Ray of Africa. Like, ma'am, you should be trying to clean up the image of your country. Because when people, like, do you realize that a lot of people, like their passport isn't a strong one? Because of a lot of the corruption and scams and all that go on. She should be worried about that instead of worrying about where somebody from. This is how the continent don't progress. We know exactly where we're from. I know where I'm from. I have traced my family from me all the way back to the plantation fields, to the 1870 census. I've even traced my family all the way back to when they arrived in Virginia. I've traced that back too. I know what African area my family was from way back when because I've done the research and found out. So when you say you don't know where you're from, we all know where we're from, but we've been here 400 years, so we're from America. See, people like that, and what I don't understand in those countries, which I know their last elections was rigged because I paid attention. I knew their election was going to be rigged when I saw Stacey Abrams over there being an observer, an international observer. Stacey doggone Abrams, who can't win an election in America to save her life. Stacey doggone Abrams was their observer for last time. And I said, oh man, the election about to be rigged in Nigeria. Stacey Abrams there. Stacey Abrams, oh Lord. She there, y'all. She there. No, telling the truth, you're right, is not division. I'm not going to sit up here having a platform that I have to sit up here and let the first lady of Nigeria make that little slick talk she was doing. That's not about to happen. See, CNN and the rest of them not going to call her out like that, but I will. Okay, the naughty American expats said they see people from China to India to Russia. Now you talking about Kenya. It's not just Kenya. Listen, this same lady, prime example, you sitting up here worrying about where black Americans are from, and the Chinese had a whole shopping area in your country telling your Nigerian citizens, you better not come in here. You can't shop here. It's a Chinese only. And hired a Nigerian to be at the gate to tell other Nigerians, no, Chinese only, you can't come in here. That's how off code a lot of y'all are. Do you think if black Americans had their own country that we would allow a Chinese to get away with that crap? Nope. And the only reason the government did something about it, because it took the youth of Nigeria, which I'm on the side of the youth in Nigeria all day long. It took the youth to go out, expose that crap, and that's the only reason after they was exposed to the world, now the government gonna say, oh no, you can't do that. But before it wasn't a problem. But yeah, she worried about, you don't know where you from, what you come to Africa for, because she want to come. And I know some of you don't like the diaspora coming back. I know people like her. Well, guess what? I have, through at least our channel, brought a pretty good amount of people there. There's some people that actually don't really want many black Americans coming back because they look at us as an opposing tribe. And some of them view us as, oh, well, you got the same money as the white man and you're going to get more than me. But it's okay for Bob and Becca. They can go together and go buy a house, golf course and everything in the country. They don't say nothing. But let, DeAndre and Lakeisha get together, go buy the same thing, and now you're rolling your eyes. Or your law is so jacked up, they'll try to do something, and then you'll swipe it from underneath them and then knock down their house with a bulldozer or say, oh, no, this land wasn't for you or whatever. Or you'll be sitting up there jacking up the prices on them, trying to be triple the price because they are black American people. And, I'm a type of person, if you don't have good business practices, I ain't doing business with you. Now, some people talk about, run off at the mouth about South Africa. In South Africa, that's against the law. You can't give one price to one and one price to another. The price is the price. It's like America. I like that. In Kenya, they're usually in the stores, the price is the price in Kenya. Now, if you get to the markets, you can negotiate whatever. But if you know how to negotiate, it's cool. It's fun, actually. But anybody's going to do some crap like that with real estate, or when you're trying to do, and you wonder why your economy, even though you got the more people in Nigeria, your economy should be way bigger than South Africa's economy. Way bigger, because you got more people. But yet South Africa has a bigger economy, about the best economy actually on the continent. Why? They have certain things in place that's with their laws that actually make it pretty good. They're more conducive to business. They may have the issues and problems, but I'm telling you, they're more conducive with business way more than what we've been told about Nigeria or different people I've asked. Well, you're right. Some still have a colonization mindset, but that's okay. My messaging isn't for that group of people like that lady. My messaging is always for the younger people of Nigeria. Like, listen, my brothers and sisters in Nigeria, you may see this, right? I'm on your side. Listen, it's not right that you don't have jobs. It's not right that you go to school, get a degree, and you have to go drive a taxi. It's not right that you actually become a doctor and you can't get a job or paid right at the hospital. That's not right. It's also not right that your health care is so bad that the majority of your leaders fly to Europe for health care and leave you there trying to deal with the horrible health care that you have to deal with. That's not right, and you should be angry. But the answer is not to run from Nigeria. That's not the answer. The answer is, young people, you're going to have a Julius Malema type in Nigeria, right? A Julius Malema type will have to rise up in Nigeria among the youth, and y'all youth are going to have to get behind that brother and everything in that group and get rid of that status quo. And y'all going to have to join with the mindset of the brothers in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. You got to get all the Western influence out of Nigeria if you want a country. You would never progress with the Western influence in that country the way it is. Because that guy, y'all president right now, and his lady, they completely Western puppets. That lady's statement enough lets me know how much of a Western puppet you is. Because anyone that has a half a brain would not even make a statement like that. They want to bring people in. They want to say, hey, we need all of them skills back in Nigeria. We want people to come. We ain't trying to be divisive. But why did she tell Prince Harry, I don't know what he came over here for, Britain had us colonized. Notice she had more smoke for Meghan and talking about where she's from, but Prince Harry, you sitting up here smiling in his face. And he come from a lineage of people that colonized Nigeria. Charles show up. You're smiling in Charles' face, and Britain had colonized you. The same lineage of colonizers show up in your country, and you have no problem, but let someone that was possibly taken away hundreds of years ago come back, just even for a visit, and you rolling your eyes? You criticizing? Really? So you got more respect for the colonizer than the formerly enslaved. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Oh, no. We're going to call you out because I'm doing this in love. I'm not, it's no malice in my heart. I have to do that because it's just like the Lord. I chastise those I love. You notice I don't talk about a whole lot of other people. They got people that got some bad things going on. I don't say a word. Why? Because that's not the people I'm talking to. And I got to use all my love for my community. It's a lot of evil going on in the world, and I don't talk about it. So it lets you know if I'm talking about it, that means I'm concerned and I'm trying to help you. But the youth of Nigeria is suffering, smiling when the colonizer's child come in through the airport, but angry at the formerly enslaved child coming back through the same airport. This is why a lot of people have said traditional Pan-Africanism is dead because people like her killed that. She did that. It's not the diaspora. Because I know the diaspora themselves, they wanted that. They wanted that bad. But it's people like her over there in positions of power that kill that. Those African governments, they could have been the biggest ones to propel that with simple things that don't cost nothing. Giving a citizenship don't cost nothing. But like they said to CNN, they only want other Africans traveling all over the countries because they're afraid that Africans who have a little bit more money will come to their country and do better than the locals. So we're going to make it difficult for Africans themselves to come to the country. You got to get a visa. That's like me trying to get a visa to go to California, if you want to say equivalent. Or I need a visa to go to New York, or a visa to go to Louisiana. Like this, almost the same thing. I'm just looking at something y'all saying. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. I have to be careful. Because I know the majority of us been through the public school system, and I know the public school system is a lot worse off now than what it was even when I was in school. Captain Diaspora, do you know when someone is actually speaking on someone but shading a group at the same time? Do you know when somebody's doing that? Like, can you actually listen when somebody's doing that? Have you ever heard somebody do that? How is it that you pick up when white people do it to us, right? You easily pick that up. Or you say, oh, they're using this person as like a proxy to talk about all of it. Y'all pick that up like this. But when it comes to somebody black, it's like y'all don't pick that up. Why? It's like y'all so trained to hear when a white person being racist, but you're not trained to hear anti-blackness in black folk? Because who is this? Change starts now. No. I like to engage that kind of conversation because there's some people that really don't get that. They don't get it. They don't listen very well. That comes from listening and critical thinking skills, listening comprehension. The most horrible thing I think America has right now is listening comprehension, reading comprehension, and critical thinking skills. If Americans improve those three things by 50%, our country would be in a much better off. But this country purposely don't want you to have listening comprehension, reading comprehension, or critical thinking skills. This is why so many of you would say, well, just tell me who to vote for. You can't listen and comprehend. You can't read somebody and comprehend. And you don't really want to critically think. So just tell me who to vote for. I hear all that what you're saying, but just tell me who to vote for. Because people like that say just tell me who to vote for, people, those type of people, that's what America wants. They want basically mindless zombies. And that's about what you got in America. That's why you want so many people to tell you what to do, tell you how to move, tell you this. And don't put it in a book where I have to read more than 5 minutes. Don't do that. I don't care if I read for 5 minutes, this can improve my life. I can go from making $30,000 a year to $150,000 a year. You don't want to read it. Man, can you just put in an audio book or something? I don't want to read that. Your patience level's this low. You don't have time for nothing, but you're not going nowhere. You're rushing to do nothing. Yes, T. Reed, being emotional. Yes, I despise emotion. I despise emotion because emotion clouds judgment. You have to be so calculated and logical, because every time in my life I've been emotional about something or I made decisions on emotion, I've made mistakes. Every time and then I've learned you cannot make major decisions on emotion. You have to calm. Of course, yes, being human is having some emotion, but you don't make decisions on emotion. You say, you know what? I'm not making this decision right now. I'm gonna wait till I'm calm, cool, collect. I'm chill. I'm in the right headspace. Then I'm going on and I'm going to address this issue and problem. See, that's how the Democrats, that's how they get y'all. They notice that they trying to just trigger you with emotion. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Trump, he said this about y'all. Ooh, Trump, he did this. Oh, you put the Republicans get in office, Project 2025. Oh my God, they gonna get y'all. They gonna take away the Department of Education. They're going to get rid of all these programs. They're going to fire all these black people. They're going to take away certain language out of the federal code. And you're like, oh my God, really? What has the Department of Education done for black kids in Baltimore? We got a whole Department of Education. Why can't our children in Baltimore read or write like they're supposed to? But we got a whole Department of Education. Ask Biden that question. But when you use logic, you don't get scared with things like that. We have all this language in the federal code, right? How has that benefited black Americans? How? As a group. We're going to protect voting rights. How has that benefited black Americans? Oh, they're going to take affirmative action out of this? Okay. How has affirmative action benefited black Americans? When studies have proven that affirmative action benefits white women more than any other group. White LGBT, white disabled, way more than black people. What are you talking about? Oh, DEI. But the Republicans, they're going to take away DEI. And then if you look at who the head of DEI programs, white women. There's some black women, but white women. If anybody should be the head of DEI, it should be black people. But you got white women head of DEI. You're right, Twisted Logic. They don't want you to have no reasoning skills. That's why the Democrat strategy is to scare you. Joy Reid is to scare you. Listen to the tone, how they talk to you. It's either they insulting you, you're insulting your intelligence, or trying to fear market you, scare you. Oh my God. Why do you got to do that to black people? You got to scare them to vote. It's nothing they telling me that's going to scare me. Well, if he get in office, ooh, this going to happen. Then I'm going to cover this on the podcast tonight. Biden had the nerve to say, if black people stormed the Capitol in January the 6th, something different would have happened to black people. You would have did the same thing to black people. You would have mowed us down too. So don't stop acting like you so much better. This dude sat up here, he say he's better than Trump, but yet all it takes is go to his State of the Union speech a few years ago when he said he's going to fund the police, he's going to fund them, and fund them. But yet this dude come in your face talking about vote for me because I'm better than Trump. Trump like the police too. So y'all both the same. What are you talking about? That you better than him. But you got to have critical thinking skills. You can't be emotional. And I know a lot of you emotional about Big Mama, I know. Because Big Mama told you not to just think, but just to go ahead on and just vote Democrat straight ticket. I know that. This is why they don't want us educated. You talk about our kids, the ones that are going to college at an early age, things like that. Notice our children who are smarter are homeschooled or in a black-ran private school. Have you noticed that about our children? We don't really have a bunch of exceptional stories coming out of public school. It's most of those kids. Now, we may have an exceptional athlete that comes through the public school system, but they purposely miseducate black people. Because if you have a dumb population, you have an easily controlled population. If you have an educated population, you can't control them because they'll see your BS coming a mile away. You gotta keep creating those employees from McDonald's and Walmart now. Everybody can't be smart. You wanna have, and as a parent, you want your kid to be smarter than you. I want my my little girl to be smarter than me, and I'm doing everything I can so she can be smarter than me. Thank God. I remember years ago, right? Before she got in school, I was wrestling like what to put her in school. And a long while ago, before she went to school, Sister Sadia had told me, why don't you put them in this school here? The private school, look what the kids are doing. And I ended up putting her in that school. And then, of course, she stayed there for some years, black ran Nation of Islam school. And then, down the line later, transitioned to another school, black ran private school. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep my child out of the clutches of the folks. Now, even if you keep your kid and trying to keep your kids in private school as much as possible, I don't know of a high school yet, but at least I know all the way up to middle school. But I don't know what I'm going to be doing by that time, to be honest with you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just knew I couldn't have my child in her development years being subject to and taught by them folks. Sorry, I just can't do it. I do too much coverage of what happens to children in school to be sending my child to them people. No. You said you had decent white teachers except for one. If you look at the teachers today, good teachers are quitting every day in public school. Why they're quitting? Because it's a mess. They didn't go to school for that. Then I just saw Dr. Candace Matthews talk about some music teacher here locally that was making OnlyFans content at the school. At the school. I mean, this is what they're doing today. If they're not doing that, these female teachers are laying down with the students. Instead of educating, they popping their behind somewhere. And shout out to Dr. Candace Matthews. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the show today. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. It's very important. Make sure you click the like button. That way you help us spread it throughout the algorithm. Also, those of you who are interested in the group trip to Ethiopia, there's now 21 spots left. Just got that confirmation. 21 spots left after the live stream. We'll put the link in the pinned comment. The first comment be at the top. So if you're interested in that, you can make payments. It's March 31 through April the 9th of 2025. So I think it costs $199 to secure your spot. Then you can make payments on that until it's done. I will say, definitely come to Ethiopia. It's something that, that really changed me the first time I went. Like I said, we had 45 people come on the last one. There wasn't supposed to be that many, but hey, they let that many come. So, right now, 21 spots left. And just have a different experience. It was good. I'm really interested in seeing, Ethiopia and what it's progressed to. Sister Wangel says she'll join us. So, that's her homeland. So I'm like, cool. That'd be great. So make sure you sign up for that. 21 spots left. Take your whole family and everything. That's also very important. I've seen people take their whole family, the mama, the daddy, and the kids. I've seen that too. Just took the whole family. So I wish I could have went as a teenager or something like that. That would have been great, right? But thank y'all for listening, and see y'all next time. Oh, make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app, Google Play, Apple App Store. Get a membership monthly, quarterly, or yearly that supports the show more than what you think. And it helps us to try to progress to be completely independent. We focus on getting complete